ain't getting nothing for free.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy, The Business, coming back at you live for episode 26 of The Business. Let's be real. Tonight's special guest, I'm going to have Gavin Gonzalez on, and you guys all know Gavin. Gavin's my son. He's been on the show quite a few times. And I'm going to also have Evan Robbins on. Evan Robbins is somebody who plays ball with Gavin in youth sports with both the Robbins Insurance and also on Eagle Eyez. Gavin used to play with them exclusively, and then took a season off, and then came back and guest played with them today. And we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna talk about MLB, the MLB standings. We're gonna talk about some NBA playoffs first, and the WWE releases that happened this week. One of them kind of hit hard for Gavin because it was one of his favorite wrestlers. But we're gonna chat about that. I'm gonna chat with Gavin first, and then we're gonna bring. Like I said, we're going to bring Evan Robbins on to talk about MLB and youth baseball. So with that being said, The Business, Let's Be Real, episode 26 begins now. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to The Business, Let's Be Real. With one of my special guests tonight, Gavin from Gavin Eyez. Buddy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling pretty good tonight, yeah.
Good. Awesome. Proud to have you on, man, as always. We'll be getting Evan Robbins on here a little bit later on. And but first, you and I had a chat earlier this week when some news came out about some of the WWE releases that happened this Wednesday. And I know you weren't too happy about them. But you know, we did talk about it, and I know you wanted to probably try to come on here and voice your opinion about those, because I know we talked about Braun Strowman being released this week. We also talked about Aleister Black being released this week. Lana was released. Buddy Murphy was released. Yeah, so it's like if you want to give some little input on how you feel about those releases and what the future is for some of those entertainers.
So what I think, honestly, I feel like I'm surprised they released all those guys. Because, I don't know, but I went back and watched SmackDown from a few weeks ago. Now, Aleister Black, he had a big return. He attacked the Intercontinental Champion. I was like, oh, finally, Aleister Black came back. Because Aleister Black has a lot of talent and all that. Like, he's really good in the ring. And then it was odd because whenever Buddy Murphy got released, like, he didn't feel any of the show. It was so weird. Like, he was having fire matches with Seth Rollins and all those people and Rey Mysterio. I was like, this guy might be the new face of the company. Like, hold on. And then they release him. I was like, geez. And then I hear Braun Strowman gets released. Braun Strowman was just in a WWE Championship match, like not even a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and it was a good championship match. Honestly, really good. I don't know why they released him. Hopefully, we can find out more about that. But I feel like all these wrestlers, Lana, Ruby Riott, all of these wrestlers, they all had special talents. And I feel like WWE is going to get stabbed in the back by all of them. They're all going to go to AEW. And don't worry, maybe one day AEW will catch WWE. Like, you never know. Because you're losing all these amazing stuff.
You're right. You're right, because of the fact that we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Mom's popping in, my two favorite boys. How you doing, Mom? Thanks for popping in. And so it's kind of hard to say what's truly happening because of the fact that we don't know how their relationship is with Vince and with Triple H. You brought up a good point. I think all of them have a lot of talent. I don't know if they'll all go to the AEW because, there's other organizations out there. Impact's out there, which isn't the biggest, but, they can go to New Japan and you go wrestle overseas and make good money over there as well. So, it'll be good to see where all those cards drop and where everything falls. I definitely think we will be seeing the lights of a Braun Strowman in AEW because of his close affiliation with Mark Henry. Mark Henry kind of helped him get into the business when he saw that Braun was on, one of the strongman competitions. So it'll be good to see that. So we're hoping that that's what the future brings, Some other people popping in. Gigi popping in. Hey guys, how you doing, Gigi? Holly Moore, she's probably watching with your buddy, with Matthew.
Hey, Matthew.
So yeah, I think that it'll be good to see where those cards fall, but we'll never know until it starts to happen. Ruby Riott, she's gonna get a job, I'm sure. She's a good little entertainer. Lana's got her husband is in AEW as one of the champions right now, so I think she'll be soon to follow him.
Well, he's a champion right now?
He's one of the champions right now. I was watching it just Friday night, AEW Dynamite, so how they said Matthew said hi. So yeah, and I think that Buddy Murphy's a good wrestler, like you said. I mean, he's a little guy, but he's big, strong. He can roll. So I think it's going to be great to see where he lands as well. So, anything else you want to add on as far as WWE goes?
Yeah, one more thing. I feel like I almost feel like WWE, like they have to be bringing back some big people. Like if like like they're getting rid of all these superstars. Hey Tyler.
Tyler's popping in under Miss Ferraris. How
Well,
you doing, Tyler? Go ahead.
I was like
they do got to bring back some big people. I don't know. I mean, I know you and I talk all the time. Who we always think they should bring back, and that's Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar wasn't really released. His contract was up, and he just hasn't re-signed yet. So
yeah, because he's probably just taking some time off.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that that's what's going to happen here in the future for sure.
And then Becky Lynch is the man. She's probably.
She'll be back soon. She definitely will be. But, what kind of women's division are they going to have left? The women's division is good, and I enjoy watching it. So that's why I'm like, I don't want them to keep releasing too many of the other women.
Yeah, like a few months ago, they released Samoa Joe. I mean, I know he's not wrestling, but still, people loved him on the mic.
Yeah, when he was broadcasting. Yeah, for sure. You and I like listening to Samoa Joe, and we enjoyed it. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's big to watch where the cards land. You and I see a lot of big releases here in the past couple months of people that are just not, I guess probably having a good relationship. With Vince and those guys. So, and that's what I think is the biggest thing.
But I don't get it. Like, Vaughn has to have a good thing with Vince because he just faced Shane, and him and Shane were like in a rivalry. Like, I don't think you would put people that don't like each other in a rivalry, especially your son.
Sure. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so it's tough to say. I think that, we'll have to see what happens. We still enjoy WWE right now. I'm kind of watching a little bit of both between WWE and AEW because I'm seeing some great athletes in AEW. And, I'm a huge Jericho fan. I've been a huge Jericho fan since I was young.
I see that.
Yeah, he's a huge Woo! Ric Flair, baby. Mr. Darren. Definitely. Yeah, so we'll see where it all lands. I mean, we'll keep watching and we'll keep letting you guys know because I mean, in 2 weeks here, Gavin, we're gonna have Hell in a Cell, and we're gonna be doing a little pre-show on that and our predictions on that as well. Okay. Let's move on to the NBA playoffs. Now, you and I watch the NBA a little bit throughout the season, try to keep up on what's going on with the standings. And then we do try to, pay more attention when the playoffs are going on. And there is a team from LA still in the playoffs that was able to get by the Dallas Mavericks tonight, but it's not the LA Lakers. So, I want to kind of get your thoughts on the Western Conference first, if you don't mind. We're going to have the matchup of the LA Clippers against the Utah Jazz, and then the Denver Nuggets are going to go against the Phoenix Suns. But let's start with the Utah Jazz and LA Clippers series. How do you think that one's going to turn out?
So I feel like the Clippers are going to pull it off. I feel like they have so many stars. They have like Kyrie. They have like all these stars that have won championships, right? Like all these guys have won championships. I feel like this team, they're gonna win another one. I feel like these. I mean, they haven't won any in a while, but I feel like they're gonna win a championship.
Well, not the Clippers. The Clippers themselves haven't, but yeah, Kawhi definitely has. Kawhi is a huge star. PG-13 is there. I mean, they're huge. I think they're going to have a tough time with Utah because Utah's got a lot of weapons around the Joker. He's a big, smooth character. People try to make fun of him because he's got the dad bod. Like, he's not shredded, but he's a big force. He's able to move. He's got some great moves down low in the post. He's got soft, silky hands. I mean, homeboy can shoot. Great big man to build around. They were the number one seed, and I think for a reason. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think the Clippers just got lucky getting through the Mavericks, but the Mavericks have always played them tough. So it's going to be a good series. Do the Clippers win? We'll have to see. I think I'm going to go with you on this one. I think the Clippers are going to be able to pull it out. I think they're just going to, after the last two games that they just came in to win, I think they're going to have, some really good flow going. You know what I mean? So I think the Clippers are going to pull that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the next matchup of the night. It's going to be, not of the night, but of between the two on the Western Conference side. It's going to be the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets. Tell me about that one.
This is going to be a good matchup. So I think the Phoenix Suns will pull it off because they just beat the undefending. Really, really good. I mean, they have a vow.
Booker, the CP3, and
Yeah.
Devin Booker is a man, bro.
Yeah, yes. They didn't have hands, sadly, but you have to build a team around. You can't just have two guys that are amazing. You have to have a whole team. That's the thing. Like LeBron James is great, maybe even the greatest of all time. Some people I think he's the greatest of all time. But
I mean, for your era, for what you grew up in, LeBron is the greatest of definitely these past 10 years of your life, plus. You know what I'm saying? So it's but we see some great characters of today. I think, like I said, I think Devin Booker is kind of, he's one of those underrated players. He's going to match up good against this Denver Nuggets squad. I just don't think that Denver's going to have the firepower to match up with that whole Suns team because they all move around well. It's not just Devin. It's not just CP3. I mean, they all play their part and they play tough, So it's definitely going to be a great matchup to watch. But again, I'm with you, man. Phoenix Suns going to match up against the LA Clippers in that Western Conference Championship.
I feel in that Western Conference Championship, that's the question. I said Clippers might go all the way, but the Phoenix Suns are rolling. Like I don't even know now. That would be a good matchup. I really want to see that matchup.
Yeah, that'll be a great matchup. I mean, we'll wait to make that prediction for everyone when we see if that's really the matchup that happens for the Western Conference Finals. You good with that?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
good.
Okay. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference has right now it's the Brooklyn Nets. And who are the Brooklyn Nets playing right now?
The Bucks, right?
The Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, yes, and the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks are facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's talk about the Hawks 76ers matchup first because of the fact that the 76ers are the number one seed. So let's talk about that matchup.
Yeah. So I feel like the Hawks versus 76ers. The Hawks are gonna be like they're gonna give a good fight. I feel like they're gonna like have do a good fight. But I think the 76ers might pull it out. The thing is, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure who will win that time. So,
Yeah, no, I mean I get it. Ice Trey in Atlanta, the kid's a phenomenal athlete, and you know that. We know, you know what I'm saying. You and I watch Trey as much as possible. We see all the highlights of this guy all the time. He's such a player. He's somebody to watch. He's so much fun. He brings a new light to basketball because he's not afraid to attack anybody anywhere. And that's what's great about Trey. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I don't go with you on this one. I don't think the 76ers are going to be able to pull this one out. I do think the Atlanta Hawks will be the one to beat in the series. They're already up in the series 1-0. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about that other matchup where there's a 1-0 lead already with the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Talk to me about that one.
oh, I have a question. Who's winning this series again?
Who's winning the other series?
No,
Atlanta. Oh, Brooklyn's winning this series right now. Brooklyn's up 1-0.
So I that one time like the playoff before this one, like whenever they faced the Miami Heat, like last year they got beat, but then they faced Miami Heat this year, and they crushed them 4-9, 4 games. It was over. So I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks on this one. I feel like it's time for Giannis's time to finally win a championship. Finally.
I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be a good matchup. Brooklyn's up in the series 1-0, but James Harden did get hurt. He tore another hammy, I want to say. And, yeah, like he's. I think he's out for the series. Honestly, he may be done for the playoffs, but I haven't heard exactly yet what happened. So yeah, it's a tough break for him. So Brooklyn's down a big gun, you know. So I think it's going to be a tough series now. All of a sudden, when I thought that Brooklyn was going to just chop through them and be able to eat them up, which they still may, because the fact that they still have Kyrie and Kevin Durant, who right now, arguably, Kevin Durant is one of the best, if not the best player in the world. You know, we talk about LeBron all the time. We talk about his legacy of how great he is throughout the years. But, you know, I mean, like present day, Kevin Durant's right up there with them.
Totally.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a close series. I don't think the Bucks are going to be able to pull this one out, though. I think Kevin and Kyrie, plus what they have there, is going to be enough to get through this series. So I think it's going to be Brooklyn. Like I said, I think the Atlanta Hawks are going to come out of the Eastern Conference, but we'll have to see. You know what I'm saying? And it's the exact opposite of what you called. You called Milwaukee and you called Philly. So, you know, that's the good thing about it. Is we both gone with two different teams, and we don't know where it's going to go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring Evan Robbins in. Evan Robbins has been sitting backstage peacefully trying to bide his time, and he's been waiting to get in. And we're going to go ahead and put him on now, and we're going to talk about some of the MLB standings, and we're going to chat about that first, and then we're going to talk about youth baseball and kind of let him tell his story about himself and how he got started and when he got started, because he's been doing this for a long time now. So let's go ahead and bring Evan into the studio.
Unmute yourself.
Evan Robbins, how we doing tonight, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great. Man, we're doing great. So, you kind of, we previously on previous shows when Gavin comes on, we've talked about Gavin's YouTube channel and kind of have let him somewhat chat and kind of tell where people can find him on YouTube. If you want to take a second now to kind of tell people where they can find you at, because I know you just started doing a YouTube channel as well.
Are you saying like how I started my YouTube channel?
No, just kind of call out, Sticks Baseball and kind of tell people how to look it up and where they can find you on YouTube.
Okay, my YouTube channel name is Sticks Baseball. You can go check it out on YouTube. Just look up Sticks Baseball. Make sure you spell STYX, not STIX.
Yeah, check it out, man. He's gonna start. He just started it up, and he's got some little videos that he wants to shoot for you. He's gonna do some some workouts that he does to get himself ready for baseball and for what it is that he's doing. He's a good little player. We're lucky that we were able to meet the Robbins and Gavin gets to play with him on the Little League team. Where they were just able to win their county championship for Little League, and now we're getting ready for All Stars and attack that as well. So Gavin goes to the back to get the Little League championship ring. Like, we got a ring.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to talk somewhat about the MLB standings, we're gonna chat about that now, and kind of talk about where everybody's at in the MLB, and Evan, if you want to talk first, I guess let's talk about the American League first. You want to go ahead and chat about them?
So far, the Rays are crushing it this season. The Boston Red Sox, they're right behind the Rays, but the Rays have to pick it up if they want to keep the lead. They have to pick up the speed. They have to pick up the pace of winning. But if the Red Sox have to keep up, if the Red Sox make sure that if they want to keep up, they have to make sure that they don't lose. They have to play well every single game. I mean, if you don't play well, if you make a bunch of errors, you're gonna lose. I mean, if you don't make a bunch of errors, you're gonna win. It just depends on how your defense and offense is playing.
That is true.
All depends on how good you're playing.
Yeah. Just saying.
For the season. So they're Boston. So is Boston.
Go ahead, Gavin.
Yeah, I feel like the Rays are doing super good this season, like really good. Boston's right behind them. Like you said, Evan, Boston can't lose if they want to win. I mean, I know it's early in the season still, but they need to get on the winning. Boston does, honestly, to stay in it.
Mm-hmm. That is very true.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's early. I think it's still early in the season, like we were talking about before the show. It's not even to the All-Star break yet. Where then I mean, in the back half of the season, these guys are really getting at it. Both of them have set themselves up nicely for that All-Star break, and to see where it's going to go for both of them. Will be good. I mean, I'm excited. The White Sox are in it in the Central. They're up at the top with the Indians right behind them. We talked about the Athletics and the Astros in the West. The Astros are down right now, but they're only back, a game and a half. And for many years, I've watched the Astros. find a way to get ahead of the Athletics. The Athletics always find a way to choke in the second half of the season. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the AL, but it's definitely going to be something to watch. And, it's like the Yankees are struggling right now. They're in fourth in that division.
Yeah, they are struggling. They're
They're struggling very much. Usually the Yankees are either 1 or 2 or 3. This season they're not doing that well.
not at all.
Mm-mm. Yankees.
That's why me and
That's
Evan didn't even. That's why me and Evan didn't even mention them because they're doing garbage this season.
I mean, they have power hitters. They have a good field.
Yeah,
they just have to.
Yeah, they just have to use it honestly.
Yeah,
But
they can just be lazy. I mean, if you want to get into the postseason and win the World Series, you have to focus on winning. You have to focus on those plays. If you make an error, forget about it.
Yeah.
Go to the next play.
That's true. You gotta move on. You gotta shrug it off. Hold on, I want to pop up some comments. Gavin's mom jumped in. She wanted to say hi, Evan. And then,
Hello.
and then I think Tyler Ferrara popped in on his mom's page and he wrote, "What up, Stick? What up, Stick?"
Hello, Tyler.
So yeah, so that one's gonna be a tough seed when we watch it after that second half of the All-Star break. I feel bad for the Angels. They're fourth in the AL West. Shohei Ohtani, like, he's so fun to watch, and I know you guys are watching him too. The guy's a phenomenal hitter. He's a great pitcher. Like, it's something nice.
And Mike
to
Trout
see
too. Mike Trout's amazing too.
Yes, Mike Trout is popping off this season.
I feel like Mike Trout is this. I won't try to be mean to the Angels, but I'm gonna say this: Mike Trout is gonna be one of those players that's gonna be one of the greatest of all times to never win a championship.
That is very true.
That's gonna be Mike Trout.
It's tough.
Mike Trout, if he wants to win, I feel bad for the Angels. The Angels were a very good team. Now that they have Albert Pujols, now that he's slowly retiring, that he's just. He signed a 10-year contract, which is insane. To me. Why would you do that? If you're going to play for that long with one team, getting that much money, if, at least give other teams offers for you. If that happens,
Well, we've seen a lot of players, dude. We watched, Evan Longoria signed a big contract with the Rays, and then the Rays ended up trading him 2-3 seasons later. We were like, wait, didn't he just sign like a 10-year, 15-year contract with y'all? Something crazy.
He signed a 12-year.
Yeah, I'm like, he signed something crazy. Some other people are popping in. The B-Saws are popping in. Miss Aaron B-Saw saying hi, boys. Miss Macy, Grant's mama is popping in. She's saying, looking good, boys. So yeah, the Angels, poor Angels, man. I totally respect the team. I feel bad for him because, like I said, when Ohtani's in, he's playing his butt off. We always know Mike Trout's.
Yeah,
Mike Trout is up
he's
there.
Doing whatever he can to try to get his team
best.
Yeah.
And also, if Mike Trout might want to win a championship, no offense to the Angels, but he might have to trade teams, honestly.
Yeah, he might have to. So is Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
All their good players, like Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, people like them. If they want to win, games, then their team's gonna have to play very, very hard.
Yeah.
In games.
That's cool. And there's some teams out there in that California area that are spending money, and we're gonna talk about that when we start talking about the National League here. So because they're out there in California, they're in Anaheim, but they're not where they need to be in the West. It's like in that Western in the National League. Like, the National League is kind of stacked this season. Like,
it is.
I can't wait to see. What falls out of the National League when it all comes, because you guys, I'll let you Evan go first about the National League. Chop it up.
Excuse me. So far, I think the top 3 teams are doing very well this season. They're honestly doing better than the top 3 teams in the top 2 teams in National are doing very. They're doing a little bit. I think they're like 3 games in front of the American League. The second team or second place team is they're one game ahead of whoever's
The
in second
best,
place.
yeah, the best
Yeah.
team in the American League. Yeah.
But so far I think the National League is doing very well this season. But who knows? Their team might drop. Teams might drop. Just like the Athletics. Sometimes they do very good sometimes, and then at the end of the season they just drop.
I suck, yeah, at the end of the season. I'm like, I cheer for them sometimes. I'm like, come on, Alex, you got it. Like, because I feel like they never see playoffs, and then they just always.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I
true.
mean, it's I think the National League is pretty stacked over there. It's funny because we were chatting about that National League West Division, and the West Division is the most loaded division, and that was the division that Evan was alluding to. He was talking about the fact that the Giants are in first, but the Padres are in second. The Padres still have a better record than anybody else in the American League, and the Dodgers aren't far behind them, but the Dodgers are in third place. I mean, we talked about it earlier. I mean, the way it's looking right now is if we had the playoffs tomorrow, the Dodgers are out, and the Dodgers are the defending champions, man. I mean, that's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Usually the Dodgers are one of those teams that are just either doing very well or just doing horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, so far this season they're doing okay, but you would expect more from those new players like Trevor Bauer, Mookie Betts. You would expect more from them.
Gavin,
but they're not doing that much.
Yeah, I mean, they're luckily getting some good play from those guys like Gavin Lux and those guys out there. Giants are tough, Padres are tough, and when you got to face them in your division, I mean, that's a tough road, because of the fact that the way Fernando's playing right now, he's getting that whole team up around him. I mean, and they got some great pitchers out there. They got Blake Snell. They took Blake Snell from the Rays. They took, they have Yu Darvish out there. They've got,
Yu Darvish is nasty.
Yes, Yu Darvish is one of the better pitchers in Major League right now.
I feel like he has tons of pitches. Honestly, he has a lot of pitches, and I'm pretty sure he has a 12-6 curve. I'm pretty certain he does have a 12-6 curve, and that and that 12-6 curve is nasty. Honestly,
yeah, it's very nasty.
Yeah.
Try hitting it.
So what I was gonna say is about the Padres. Right now, I'm not gonna lie. The Padres are probably my favorite team in the National League right now. Maybe even the whole MLB, they're my favorite team. Because I think, honestly, they might win the World Series. I know the Giants are in front of them. I think they might win the World Series only because they have Fernando Tatis. They have Yu Darvish. They have all these stacked players.
Manny Machado.
Manny Machado. I even forgot about some of these guys. And they're really good. And they just need to use them more. But they are. Now they're using them more. Like last year in the playoffs, they were okay. They were okay. But now since they got all these young guys, like Tatis is young, and he's the best shortstop in the league right now. I think.
Yes, he is.
He's the best. No offense to Frankie, but I think he.
Take it easy on Frankie, buddy. Take it easy on Frankie. Frankie's good, but Frankie's also in the American League. Or no, he's in the National League. The Mets are in the National League too. So he's right there.
No offense to the Mets, but the couple seasons the Mets haven't been doing that well. I mean, even with Francisco Lindor this season so far. I mean, Francisco Lindor is probably their best player.
Yeah. And I mean, they're in the top of their division, so they're probably just holding tight till it's time to get in the playoffs. But they're in the lead in the NL East. I mean, luckily the NL East isn't very tough right now, but it don't matter.
It don't matter. You just want to win.
You can win your division, and when the playoffs come around, it's about who you got playing then, and if everybody's healthy. So.
Yeah.
When it comes to baseball and Major League, it's no joke. You get paid a lot of money. It's hard to win. Think of how hard they pitch in kid pitch for 9-year-olds, like 45 miles an hour to 50, right? And then you go all the way up to like 100 miles an hour. Aroldis Chapman, Aroldis Chapman throwing like 105, 106.
Yeah.
And then go to Nolan Ryan throwing 108 miles an hour.
And then you know we faced this kid today, that the tall guy.
Tall, he's like
Trey
Yeah.
Gonzalez. Yeah, he was a big kid, wasn't he?
I felt like he was like, it was like he's almost stepping on top of you.
Yeah, to be honest, he was like 5'3" or something like that, and he's only 11 years old. 11-year-olds are like 5 foot.
He might have been taller than Matthew.
He's taller than your dad, dude. Your dad is decently tall. But that kid was big for how young he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he definitely was.
Throwing 70-ish miles an hour at 11-year-old, that's very good. Just make sure you don't throw out your arm, and you can hurt your elbow very bad just by throwing that hard.
Yeah.
At that age too, because your muscles in your arm have to grow before you if you throw that hard. So your muscles get used to throwing that hard. Your muscles just have to grow before you keep on throwing that hard.
Hey Evan, didn't you pitch today? Let's talk about how you pitched today. You pitched pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's talk about youth baseball. How about that? Now let's get through the MLB rankings. We're done with talking about our little picks on how is it going before the All-Star break. And now we're gonna get into a little bit of Tyler chimed in. Tyler was like, "It was scary to face him." He just
that kid was throwing decently hard for how hard he threw.
Yeah, for sure.
My 11 years old. His fastest pitch was 70 miles an hour, according to the first baseman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw
that hard. That's pretty fast for a kid who's 11 years old.
But if you think about it, Archer, he throws pretty fast. That means for 10-year-olds, because he throws like 60 and he's 10. That means he's pretty fast for us.
But still, that's
Archer's got a lot to grow into being that size of that guy. That guy was huge today.
That guy, he needs time to grow to be like that kid. That kid was on gas. Just dealing on the mound. Tonight only 2 kids got on base, and that was me and Sawyer Goodwin. You guys know who he is.
Oh yeah, Sawyer. I thought Logan got on for some reason.
Logan put the bat on the ball against him though. Logan did hit the ball against him though. He didn't get on.
He's very late.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know how this is possible, but Archer, how is this possible? This kid's throwing the kid. You know how we were talking about? He was throwing like 60, 67, 60s. How was he early on that?
I don't know how he was
reached out in front. How is that even possible on a kid throwing that hard?
No, he was.
That's because you just swinging regardless. You're like, I'm just gonna swing, regardless of what he's throwing. Regardless of what he's throwing, I'm gonna be ready for the fastball and hope is
hope for the best.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do, and try to put the bat on the ball with it. So, Evan, let's talk about how you got started into baseball and like what age you really started playing baseball and kind of where it's gone from there.
All right. I started at the age of baseball at 1, but I never started playing like real games till the age of 4. But I just went at the age of 1. I just got a baseball and wanted to go outside. I just got it like a plastic bat and a plastic ball. I just wanted to go outside and hit as a 1-year-old. It happens to some kids that really want to hit. Really love baseball. It's going to happen to some kids, and it's going to happen to some kids that are like 3 years younger than Gavin. Gavin's 10.
Yeah.
Gavin. Yeah, I'm like Gavin. Gavin started it about 2.5 years ago. Like that's when Gavin started. It was at the age of 7. So it's crazy to think.
Yeah. That's why he's number 7 probably.
Hey. So. Oh, never mind. Hold on. I'll tell you guys in a little bit. I'll tell you after you're done talking, Evan.
Yeah, but go ahead, Evan. Talk about when you finally started really playing at 4, and then kind of where your little baseball career has gone just now to this point.
It's difficult to get to the age I am now for how good I am. I want to play every single day. mean, we have like a net in my garage. I can just go hit in for fun. I mean, that's just for me to make sure my swing is correct.
Yeah, I remember
Also for pitching.
usually when I go over to Evan's house, he's usually hitting there
Mhm.
a little bit.
Just to make sure my swing is always
Yeah.
correct. I mean, if your swing goes wrong and you don't know about it, your swing is just going to get worse and worse and worse. I mean, if your swing's like that bad, then your coach might sit you.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
that happens, who knows where that could go.
Yeah. When you played younger, I know you played for your dad the whole way up. I know you guys played throughout GT Bray. Is that where you started when you finally were able to start playing ball? Where did you guys start at GT Bray?
No, we did not actually. We started at a different park. I don't remember what it's called. But what happened was we didn't like coaching, or I was at T-ball. We didn't like the coaching because something went wrong over there. I don't remember what. I was like 4 years old. I mean,
You're too young.
that was a long time ago.
Sure.
But it was something just went wrong. I think just an argument happened, and then we went to change parks, and then we went to GT Bray. I mean, GT Bray is a very good park. The facility is very nice. I mean, it's been hard throughout a couple of years. I mean,
Honestly.
we've lost some people, sadly. We sadly just lost one a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I've talked about Jeremy on here before.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yeah, I've talked about it.
His son plays with us in Little League. I mean, we even have a whole.
And he was the president. Yeah, we named a field after him.
Yes,
He was really donated, and he was a super nice guy.
Yes, he was very nice. We even have a sign of him for a field. I mean, it's sad that you lose people. I mean,
yeah, like imagine not having a father.
imagine not having a father. I mean, you have a stepdad.
I can't imagine what Evan is going through.
Yeah, Evan Knisney. I mean, I feel your. I don't feel your pain, but I feel bad for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we dedicated this season to him. And you guess what? You boys were able to deliver, and that's what's important. You know what I'm saying? You guys took this one.
Like this championship was for him.
This championship was for him. We got a very good photo of him. It was very nice. I mean, it just made everybody was very nice about it. But
yeah, remember the last season whenever they had the opening thing? It was super cool. We had all the Star Wars people come.
Yeah, we had Star Wars people come.
That was so cool.
Yeah, we had like Star Wars people. We had like Darth Vader, Darth Maul, like stormtroopers, clone troopers.
Yeah.
But the stormtroopers came and arrested Mr. Jeremy. Remember that?
That was funny.
That was funny.
They took him away. Like that was kind of funny.
Yeah, we also. I mean,
man.
Jeremy was very nice.
Yeah,
he was good people, man. It's sad, but like you said, you guys dedicated the season to him, and the good thing was you guys were able to deliver on that promise, and it was big, and now we're getting ready for All Stars here on the 19th. So I hope that you guys are excited for it. I hope you guys are ready, and we're gonna be practicing hard and getting ready for it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be practicing a lot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so far this season, we haven't even played our first game yet, but let's hope this season we play very well.
Yeah, so hopefully
All Stars is very difficult. All Stars, they just make one team that is very good. I mean, we already have a very good team. We have a bunch of good players for our team. But
it's gonna be challenging.
Yeah, it's gonna be very challenging. It's gonna be. I mean, most kids Little League at like young ages, at like Colton's age, which is my young brother.
Yeah.
And,
shout out to Colton right now.
Yeah. But when he's, at his age, it can be hard, but it can be really easy.
Yeah.
At our age, at this point, it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be
for our team. It's gonna be hard. All Stars. That's why it's named All Stars. You have to be an All Star.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be difficult. All
And that's
stars.
the thing. I think you guys are going to be able to go out there. You guys are going to compete, man. I think you guys got a good chance on, going after this district championship and see where we go from there. I don't know, you know, what the plans are for us for this season and how far you guys are going to take it. But the good thing is that you guys got 2 more full years of majors before we move up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like where we are now to where it's going to go in 2 years. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yes.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's not easy either. I mean, majors is. I mean, that's why it's named majors.
It's the best of the best.
In
Yeah.
majors, you got to be very good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good high kids of minors, I think.
Yeah. That's the top quality. It's the top. That's the top. It's the best of the best.
Like that's why it's called majors. It's like the major leagues of that.
Oh yeah, of our level of Little League.
Yeah.
Majors is very hard. It's. I mean, majors. You have to be very good for majors.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be playing a lot of your life, and you have to be very good just to be in the majors.
Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
You'd be lucky. I mean, to be honest, you would be very lucky. You'd be lucky if you even get picked into majors because 13 out of 200 kids at a park at our age. I mean, you're lucky if you get picked.
That's the truth. That's the
It's like
truth.
one out of
And the funny thing is your dad and I aren't, we're always not the nicest of characters when it comes down to those kind of things. But we do it only for the betterment of you all. You know that. We love you boys, and we have nothing but the most respect for you guys. And when we put a team together like that, we wanted to end, how it ends. But it's always about the fun for you guys, and you guys just going out there and trying to kill it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not always going to win, but you're not always going to lose. I mean, if you stink, you stink. I mean, not always gonna win them.
I mean, this is gonna come truthfully. You at least learn something from losing.
I mean, you're lucky if you win something usually.
Yeah.
From losing.
That's true. I guess we're going to talk now a little bit about, last November, you guys were lucky enough to go to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, to play in a Cal Ripken experience. And this year in mid-July, you guys are about to go to Texas to play in another Cal Ripken experience. You guys both have played travel ball. Evan, you've played for quite a few years. Gavin kind of joined your team with Eagle Eyez
at the same time as me.
Back in the past, and then
geez.
now is back. Yeah, now is back with you guys. Guest playing, and just can you guys kind of talk about the Pitch and Forge experience, and then talk about how excited you guys are to make this Texas experience as well?
Who do you want to go first, me or Evan?
Let Evan go first.
So in Texas, we are really excited for Texas. I mean, Texas fields, or not Texas, Tennessee fields were very, very nice. This is the best facility we've ever been to as 10-year-olds, which 10-year-olds usually don't get to see good of that, that good of field.
The best field we've ever seen, honestly.
Yeah, those are the best fields we've ever seen, most likely. I mean, they even named the fields after Major League fields. I mean, and the fields were deep too. I mean, center field, on one of the parks, the center field is 325.
Yeah,
right.
And one of them had a green monster. It was blue, but they had a blue monster.
Yeah, but and one of them on the one that we played mostly, it was actually very cool. But we saw a park named Fenway Park, which is where the green monster was, but it was a blue monster.
Yeah.
We played a park, the Astros Stadium. I don't know what their stadium's called, but they used to have a big hill. They used to have a hill up to center field.
Yeah, they did. They had that.
Yeah, there's a field like that.
Yeah, it was like that. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that field. That was the field you guys played that Michigan team on. Remember that?
Yeah, that team was good. I was about to talk about them.
That was like the two state. That was the second best team in Michigan.
It was.
And we lost by 1 point.
Run.
Yeah, 1 run.
But yeah, you guys, I mean, and we knew about that team going into that tournament because of, Nate Hammonds and his family. Like, they're from Michigan, and they had called that team out like, oh no, this team is really good. So when we faced them, we knew when we faced them on that Sunday, we were like, oh, here they go. I mean, and they were very
nice about it too.
Yeah, they were very fundamentally sound. They didn't make mistakes. They made every play every time you guys hit the ball to them. I mean, and the thing is that I know both of you remember Willie pitched that day, and Willie pitched a great game that day.
Willie pitched well.
Pitched a great game that day, and they still found a way to barely beat us, and it was tough. It was tough because you guys had a great, time out there. It was beautiful fields, like you guys said. It was such a cool experience. I mean, we had that one little cool downtown area right by our hotel, and we were able to.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Oh yeah. We had a mini roller coaster, and then a figure 8. We had a Ferris wheel. We had a rope thing where you get attached to something, and
the zip line. The whole zip line. Walk around.
Yeah, we get to walk around. It's like Triumph, if you guys know what that is. Triumph is in a forest where they built a bunch of things, like obstacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
There's 6 courses. You can only do 3 of them, though. If you're a 15-year-old or older, then you can do the 4th, 5th, and 6th course.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, such a cool place. I guess, Evan, if you want to chat somewhat about what you guys are about to go do here in Texas, I think it's kind of the same experience for you, but new area, new place for us to go play some baseball at. You want to talk about your excitement for that?
Sure. I'm pumped for Texas. I mean, Texas. It's gonna be hot, but it's gonna be fun there.
It's gonna be definitely hot.
Texas is
gonna be smoking hot, dude. You guys are gonna.
I wish we had tank tops. I wish we had tank tops.
Yeah.
We go there with
Tyler Simak.
Yeah, definitely. Look at Gia's popping in. Gia's popping in with Papa. She says hello from Gianna and I. That's Papa. She wants to say hi to the boys.
Hello, Gianna.
Yeah, how you doing, sugar?
Yeah.
She's up there in Boston.
Oh wow!
And I think the Boston Yankees series is going on this weekend. Gavin asked him to get him a hat there from Boston. Bring him back a Boston Red Sox hat, even though he
don't
really like Boston. I'm like, Gavin doesn't even like Boston, but he's like, bring me back a Red Sox hat. That'd be cool.
Boston hats are very cool.
I mean,
their hats are nice.
I don't know anything else really to really get.
Yeah, for
they
sure.
can be expensive too.
Gavin, you want to talk about your excitement to go play in Texas?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Tennessee first. I love it. Like I don't know if Texas will beat Tennessee, like of how nice it is, but we gotta go and see it. Like could be or could not be. Never know. But I liked about Tennessee what Evan said. Like they were named after real stadiums. Like the park was it was super cool. But what I'm gonna say about Texas, it's super dope because we're gonna meet Cal Ripken. We're gonna meet these real major league players, which I think that's super cool.
That is super
also,
cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. I don't know if we're gonna meet them, or
I think you guys are gonna get to shake hands with them and get some autographs. I mean, we paid a lot of money for y'all to go there.
Yeah,
they better show you guys a little bit of time for sure.
Honestly.
You do not want to pay for how much that is for everybody. I mean, plus the trip, you have to get the hotel. You have to get for the trip for how much money it is. You have to pay for the hotel. You have to pay for the vacation.
And imagine, say you're in a car. How many gas stops you have to take too?
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on how long the ride is. I mean, you can either go straight there or you can take days. I mean, you can drive for a little while and then find a hotel and then stay there for the night and then go the next day, the next morning. stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna make a couple day trip out of it. I know your dad and I talked about trying to meet in Houston the night before we get there, so we can go to a Astros game and kind of do that. And I think that's going to happen. We're definitely going to have a good time the night before, and that whole week. I mean, that's going to be so cool. You guys are going to get to go play on these cool fields in Texas. Like, I mean, you know, you guys both know I played in a couple of World Series when I would play travel ball. You know, and I got to go to St. Joseph, Missouri, and I got to go to Casper, Wyoming, and you know, think of this. Like, I'm in Wyoming. There's mountains, dude. We all these city slicker kids, you know, from Cleveland, Ohio, who are from a city. Like, you know, we were going up the mountains, and there's elk and stuff out on the road, and we're like, we had never seen nothing like that. We were taking horseback rides on the edge of cliffs, and you know, we were a bunch of city slickers. And if you guys ever get a chance to watch the movie City Slickers, definitely check it out because it's super funny. You guys will laugh when you think about some Cleveland boys out in the middle of the woods playing baseball and doing all this funny stuff. So I can't wait for this experience for you guys to go to Texas. I know you guys really enjoyed Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And,
Pigeon Forge is so nice.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we got some other things planned. I talked to Coach Mark about you know, going to Iowa next year, you know, and playing in those Field of Dreams out there in Iowa. That's going to be a cool experience for you guys as well. So hopefully, you know, the sky's the limit for what's going to happen here in the future for you guys playing baseball and just getting to see some cool stuff and playing in some cool places, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we ever go to Cooperstown when we're 12 years old.
Yeah.
That's true.
We got 2 years for that. I mean, who knows if that's even going to happen? I mean, we got 2 years until that actually happens, if it even does happen.
Yeah, that would be cool to go to Cooperstown.
It sounds like a great experience. You guys got a couple years till that comes around.
Hey, Dad, I have a question for you. I have a question about when you played in the World Series, like your travel ball World Series.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that for us? Like, I know you came close to winning, and you were super good. But I just want Evan to hear the story, and everyone out there to hear the story too.
Well, I've talked about it in a previous show, Evan. I don't know if you know that we my 14-year-old team when we showed up at the World Series, I was on a stacked team, like some big kids. Like I was the smallest guy on the team, and
so did you have the team that we basically played today?
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean? And we had guys that were 13 years old that were 6'6" at 13. Most of our team was all over 6 foot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, most of the team was all over 6 foot tall. And yeah, so that was the team that we went there with. We were all of a sudden then predicted to win it all. Made it to the semifinals. Ended up losing in the semifinals in a game that came down to 18-17 in the semifinals.
That stinks.
That's what was crazy is that we had bangers on both sides of the field. Yeah, until Topeka, Kansas beat us in the semis. And, yeah, we went on the next day to get the third place prize, but it wasn't enough. We were salty about it, but made it almost and should have won the championship of the World Series, but we didn't. We didn't pull it out that year. So, yeah, you know, I took third in the World Series. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, you guys are going out for a little different experience. I mean, the Cal Ripken experiences are different. Yeah, they're not like those kind of World Series. It's something different. You guys are matching up truly from people all around the country, and it's going to be a fun experience, man. I mean, I hope you guys enjoy it.
I hope we do too.
Yeah, for sure.
Drive, but
yeah. I mean, we're at the 1 hour point, so I'm going to go ahead and have you guys kind of say your goodbyes. So I got to wrap it up. I'm going to give my last little bit of the show. And yeah, that'll be it for me. So Evan, if you want to give a shout out, tell people where they can find you and how to follow you on YouTube, man.
All right. And like I said at the start, make sure you guys spell it STYX, not STIX. Sticks Baseball. mean, on YouTube, I've just started my career on YouTube. I mean, I'm just doing this just to have fun. I mean, the only reason I started this is because of Gavin. Shout out to Gavin.
Definitely go check the guy out, man. He, like I said, he sticks baseball as STYX baseball.
As
He's
my
gonna,
name.
he's gonna be on there doing his thing. He's gonna, go through some of the workouts and all the things that he does to keep himself in shape and to keep himself ready to play the sport that he loves, man. I mean, go check it out, man. It's just super cool. It's a 10-year-old young man that's out there just trying to, show people what they can do. Because it's what he's doing to get himself ready for the game. So, Evan, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'm going to drop you backstage. I'm going to let Gavin do his little bit, and I'm going to drop him backstage as well.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care of yourself, buddy. All right, Gavin, go ahead. I'm going to let you do your thing, buddy, and tell people where they can find you.
Go to Gavin Eyez, subscribe, like all the videos, and until next time, you've been Gavinized.
Love you, man. You take care of yourself, big guy. We'll chat it up right after the show. And, I appreciate you as always, my man.
Love you, dude.
Love you too. All right, everyone. Appreciate Gavin Gonzalez and Evan Robbins coming on tonight. I hope you guys appreciated the show and have fun watching. Two young men that, they know their craft. They enjoy it. Gavin got to come on earlier and talk to me about some of the WWE releases, some of the NBA playoffs. We got to make some predictions for y'all on what's going to happen. And then we were able to bring Evan Robbins in, and Evan Robbins was able to talk to us about baseball, both in the pros and then what he goes through in youth sports and how he has fun doing it all. And, I hope you guys appreciated it, have fun with it. It's about trying to get these new young youth getting into what it is that we do, making them feel comfortable in front of the camera, letting them have fun with what it is that they want to do too, because it's a cool thing. It's a fun thing, and we're lucky enough to have this, and I just want to share it with them and let them enjoy it as well. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and drop my little quote of the night, and I'm going to get out of here. My quote of the night is, show respect to people, even when they don't deserve it. Respect is a reflection of your character, not theirs. Remember that. Enjoy it. I'm going to give one shout out for the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul exhibition tonight. I hope Mayweather doesn't disrespect the sport and throw a fight to this bum. Okay? With that being said, the business. Let's be real. Episode 26. Over.